doing? You're just all so quiet. Like there's no energy. I mean, maybe, I think the students are just a little bit older now than I was in school, and they're all slower. Coffee? And they're drinking coffee way earlier? When did you first start drinking coffee? I think I was 22 or something. You guys younger than 22? Some of you are in high school, right? Okay, who's in high school? Nice. She's not in high school, she wants to be.
Oh.
Damn! I didn't know you were in high school.
I look old for my age.
Yeah, I look young for my age.
Bad.
That's my business partner, Jacob. You're going to meet him tomorrow because he's going to be mentoring. Alright, who's in college? Alright, so way too low in energy, guys. Every time I ask you a question, I want those hands to shoot up, and I want you to say, woo! Okay? Alright, so who's in college? Nice. And the gorilla stuff gets extra points towards the prize. Okay, who's in the Art Institute? Alright, who's in Berkeley? The Berkeley guys hate themselves.
Yeah, they're gonna beat out tomorrow. They're gonna have more here tomorrow.
Okay. Who's in the Art Academy? There's like 2 people from the Art Academy.
Coxwell, represent Coxwell.
Who's in Coxwell? Woohoo! One girl from Coxwell. Who am I missing? Who goes to something else I haven't named?
SF State.
UC Santa Cruz.
UC Santa Cruz. Nice. You've spoken at your school, right?
Yeah.
He really likes you guys, so that's why we didn't let him judge. He might be biased towards you. Okay, awesome. So in case you didn't know already, from the crown, I'm the CEO of YetiZen, so welcome. Thanks for coming out. I've seen a few of you here before, quite a bit, so thanks for coming out again. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about what's going to be happening this weekend. Stand here so you can see this. And before all of that, in case you don't know what we do, we run the YetiZen Innovation Lab. It is this space right here. We have about 10,000 developers that go through our various events throughout the year, all focused on how you can build better, stronger game businesses. So if you like the game industry, or you like games, and you want to be working in the game industry, I hope to see more of you here every time we have an event, because best place to learn. Plus, you get to do funky things like wear a crown and a cape and other cool things you're not going to be doing at any other boring old company industry event. So don't go to those, come here. Here are some of the companies we have. So if you know anything about mobile gaming, Storm8, Natural Motion, Half-Rank, these are the types of companies that attend our events, right? We also run a games accelerator. So we run the only games-focused accelerator in the world. We take about 16 to 20 companies out of about 1,500 that apply. So we've been called the Harvard Business School of Games. It's very, very competitive. Here are some of the companies that have actually been really successful from our bunch. So Frenzu is a company that's actually made this game called Style Me Girl. It's the top 10 in the iOS store in a number of different countries. It's been the #1 on Kindle. Apple game has been leaked 2 times, Lumi and Dropple, for another one of our companies called Foundation Games. And the Star Trek game that launched, I think it was December, is by YetiZen, one of our portfolio companies. We also have some of the top VCs within the world of games on our board. So these are the guys with the big money and the big checks who've been involved in a lot of the top gaming companies. So what's going to be happening this weekend? You're going to be working on a game concept pitch and pitching it tomorrow to the judges at 6 o'clock. 5-minute pitches each. Think of a 1-page document you can actually hand to them or email us, and we'll send to them before you begin pitching, as well as your presentation, which will be a maximum of 5 minutes. If there's a lot of people pitching, then we're going to have to reduce that time, right? There's also international pitchers. So if you're looking around the room and thinking this is who you're going to be competing with, there's going to be a lot more other folks. So remember, fun game, exciting game, and actually follows the guidelines we've already seen on our Eventbrite pitch. Judges are going to not pitch, choose 20 finalists. And I was speaking to Michael a little bit over there, and he said that, if there's fewer people pitching, we might actually reduce the number of finalists, so you need to make something really awesome in order to get the most chances of winning these PS4s, right? And then when you submit the completed game, the developed game, to the AdMob Student Challenge, that's when you actually get the PS4. And this deck, by the way, is going to be in SlideShare if you need any of this stuff later. Here's the schedule. We've done dinner. You can keep eating if you like as well. Right after this, Kushagra, who's also at Google, somewhere.
Well,
There he is. You know, he's going to tell you a little bit more about what he does. Awesome guy. I was speaking to him for about the last half an hour or so. Had a lot to learn from his experience both at Google. He was at a startup before. He actually dropped out of college and did a startup and then went back. So there's an interesting story there. And then you're just going to get the rest of the evening from there to pitch to each other, figure out teams, work on stuff. Only sort of logistical note is at 10 o'clock there will be no more ins and outs for security purposes. If you want to stay here overnight, that is fine. But if you exit after 10, we won't be letting you back in until the morning, right? 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, we start again, open our doors. Lunch at noon and mentors. We're going to talk a little bit about who the mentors will be. So these guys are going to help you polish your pitch, make it the best possible, help you think through your game, all that other fun stuff, right? International teams, and I'm saying this for the camera because we're going to be putting these instructions online for the international teams. By 3 p.m. tomorrow, you need to email the email address listed over there and let JFIT know that you are going to be pitching, and we'll be beaming you in through Google Hangout at 6 o'clock to pitch. And at 4 p.m., you got to give us the high concept pitch documents, that one-page report thing I talked about, by email to a YetiZen representative, probably JFIT. We'll know you're pitching, we'll plan for that. 6 p.m., you just begin pitching, and you're going to have all the different judges weigh in on who the finalists are. So here are the mentors. Do you actually want to speak a little bit to the mentors from Google? Okay. All right, so Eugene, he has recently joined Google, extraordinary engineer of many sorts. He's been working on the AdMob SDK, and he's going to be thinking about everything you're doing from a perspective of how's this going to be developed? Is this a good enough scope? Is this something that you'll be able to successfully do over the next few months between now and the other contests like Final Day? Japheth Dillman is that guy right there. We call him the Yeti sometimes internally. Leave it to you to guess why. But anyways, Japheth Dillman, my business partner, he's been coding since what, 6?
10.
10? Wow. It's actually 6, I think. And,
Probably.
Yeah. And played on, tell us a bit about your gaming chops. Why should your game matter?
I've been making games for about 25 years, starting back on the original Atari 2600, and I've done just about every game system since then. I've been at some big companies, been at some small startups, and started YetiZen with Sana a few years ago.
Yeah. I'm very cuddly, Yeti. Okay. Krishagra, who I won't talk much about because he's going to be speaking next. And then Ian McGee. This was, the one thing you got to know about this guy is he was the guy who worked on the original PlayStation. So he's going to be one of your judges tomorrow as well. Phenomenal mentor of the YetiZen program. We love him. He's going to be here tomorrow and we'll be judging. So if you get to catch him tomorrow, do take that chance. Dave Wright, he is sort of Google's lead mobile designer. Very, very amazing UI guy, and that's what he's going to be actually helping you through tomorrow if you see him before judging, and that's what he'll be thinking through from a judging standpoint. Facilities, no.